Hello and welcome to a video on image processing with PPM files, image files. In this video, we're going to take a look at our first image processing algorithm, turning things to black and white or shades of gray, turning a color image into a black and white image. So first thing we need is an image, and before I do that, I'm going to change my background color here. By default, it's not completely black. So we're going to make it completely black by setting the RGB values to all 0. It's a true black now. Okay, now we're going to create a new image, and it's going to be a 5x1. And again, I'm creating small images because we're going to be doing these algorithms by hand. And as a result, we don't want a lot of pixels. We'll never finish. So we're going to start with small files, and ultimately you can write programs to do these image processing algorithms on very large images very quickly. Okay, so here is my image, and we'll have to zoom in because it's so tiny. And there it is, our tiny little 5x1 image. And let's just put a little bit of color in this image. I'll put a red pixel there, and then let's do a green one. Let's do it pure green. So no red, 100% green, no blue. And let's paint that one that. And then let's do something a little more interesting. Let's do like an orange, which you can see has some red and some green in it, but no blue. And let's drop an orange color there. Okay, so there's our colorful image. And what we'll do is we're going to export this as a PPM file, and we'll call it color.ppm. And make sure ASCII is chosen when you do this because we want it to be using ASCII text. And now, if we look at this folder, there's our PPM file. If I double click on it, my default image program here on my Mac shows that image beautifully. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and convert it to black and white. And to do that, I'm going to change it to a text file. And we're going to double click on that file, and we can edit it. And let's remember, here are our 4 header lines. Notice the 5x1 image with the maximum color value of 255. And then we have our first pixel here, which is all red, no green, and no blue. And if you take a look here at our image, sure enough, the first pixel is all red. Okay, now let's take a look at the second pixel here, which is black. And if we take a look at it in our text file here, our PPM file, sure enough, the next 3 are no red, no green, no blue, which is black, very dark. Then we have a green one right here, 0, 255, 0, another black pixel. And then finally this mixture, this nice orange, which has some full amount of red and also some green in it, which makes orange. Now, remember, we wanted to make this shades of gray. We want to make it kind of a black and white image, or at least a gray image, shades of gray, by taking out the color. And the way you can do that, it turns out that to create a gray, all you have to do to make sure that it's some shade of gray is that the red, green, and blue values are the same. If all 3 are the same, then you have a shade of gray. And if you remember here, we've got this black pixel here. Let's see, this is the red one. So here's the black one. We have this black pixel. All 3 values are the same, so black is considered a shade of gray. So is white, which would be a pixel that has 25, 255, 255, which again, all 3 color values are the same. So how do we turn, say, this red so that all 3 of them are the same value for the colors? And the way you do this is you take the average of the 3 and then replace those 3 with the average. So I brought up my trusty calculator, and we're going to do 255 plus 0 plus 0. Okay, that's the total of the 3 pixels, divided by 3, and that is our average of those 3 values. So we're going to change these 3 to 85, 85, and 85. The next pixel is 0, 0, 0, and the average of that is going to be 0, so we'll leave that one alone. Now we've got a 0, 255, 0. Let's take the average of that. That would be 255. Oh, wait, we've already done that, I think. Yeah, with the red. So that's going to be 85, 85, 85 as well. Then we have another black, which we leave alone. And then finally, this more interesting pixel of orange, where we'll do 255 plus 197 plus 0. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Let's start over. 255 plus 197 plus 0 equals 452 divided by 3 is 150.6. Let's round up to 151. So this becomes 151, 151, and 151. So now, if you look at our image, all of our color values for our pixels have the same, all of our pixels have the same color value. So 85s for that one, 0s for this one, 85 for that one, 0 for that one, and 151 for this one. So now I'm going to save the file. And let's take a look at, turn this back into a PPM and take a look at it. Here's the file. Let's give it a PPM extension. And we use PPM. Now we'll double click on it to get our default viewer and zoom in. And sure enough, look at that. It is now a black and white or a shades of gray image. Now you can perform this on larger images as well, but again, you can't really do it by hand. You have to do it with a program. Okay, just to show you a slightly more interesting example, here's a PPM that is, I believe it's 100 by 100 is the size of this one. 100 pixels by 100 pixels, and it's got some nice colorful squiggles in there. This is my attempt at abstract art. I'm hoping to sell this for a couple $1 million. And I've written a program that will convert this to black and white or shades of gray. And here is what happens after we use the algorithm in our program. It can do this much more quickly because you can't really do this by hand. That would be no fun. You can see it created a nice shades of gray picture. All right, that is your algorithm for converting color images to black and white and using PPM files. Cheers.